Hi everyone, welcome to Practice Time with Ms. Rhona. My name is Rhona May Arca, or as my students call me, Ms. Rhona, and I'm a registered music teacher in Calgary, Alberta. So welcome to my practice room. Oh, hang on, the turtle's kind of hiding behind the logo. There he is. So this is a series where I open up the practice room so you can hang out with me while I practice. For my students, it's an opportunity to see me practice their pieces and get some practice ideas. And hopefully for those of you who stumble upon the stream and are working on the pieces or have a similar trouble spot, you can also glean some practice tips. So I've been working on just trying to incorporate one aspect of musicians' survival skills. So this week I wanted to focus a bit on technique and a bit on posture. So this is a theme that's been coming up in the past little while. So more posture for me. It's funny because my piano posture is actually pretty good. It's my desk posture, which is absolutely terrible. So that's what I have to work on. I've got this little apparatus that's been working on teaching my body to sit up properly. So I just want to take that opportunity to just review posture. So basically, you want your arms to be like 90 degrees-ish. So you don't want to be so low that you're like this. You don't want your wrists dropped because that you're gonna pinch your nerves and your tendons and get carpal tunnel, and that's a mess. I have teacher friends and non-musician friends too who've had that surgery, and your hands are never quite the same. You don't want to be so high like this that your shoulders are up because that creates unnecessary tension. So if only I would remember these pointers when I'm sitting at a regular desk. The thing is, and I can get the piano just right, pretty much. You can't touch the floor, then let me get my name out of the way there so you can see. So you want to be able to touch the floor. You don't want to sit all the way back on the bench or all the way up on the bench, somewhere in the middle. So that way, leg-wise, you can kind of have an active seating position. So you can spring forward. Sometimes we have these big boomy tush chords, so you want to have a firm footing, basically. Now, if you're short, because I remember those days, you might need to sit on some books. If your family still has the old yellow pages, I know they haven't existed in a while, but something that thick, that's what I used to sit on. Sometimes, if you can't touch the floor and you don't have a footstool, books work as well. All right, so there were a few other things, technique and posture-wise, I wanted to go over. Oh, yes. So this was one of the first warm-ups I learned. So let's just review this. So those of you who are taking lessons, you've heard it from your teachers. You want a nice curve. So one of my teacher friends, Katrina Thompson-Foss, she had Fost. That's the idea of holding a water bottle like that with your fingertips gently. That's the ideal curve. You can do that with a squishy ball as well. And a lot of the beginner books have making O's. The main thing, if you're taking lessons and you've heard your teacher, or I've harped on it, the main thing is to curve that first joint. So you want to curve it, you don't want to bend it like that. And you want curved fingers, because if you look at it, I mean, our fingers are all different lengths, right? But once you curve, they're all hitting the keys at the same time. And it's a nice relaxed posture. I've been telling students if you play flat-fingered, it's like belly flopping on the keys. So it's not a pleasant sound. I mean, belly flopping in the pool isn't a pleasant sound either. So the other thing I wanted to go over was, oh yes, my very first warm-up. Because every now and again, it's good to go through this very first warm-up. I'm just going to call up the overhead camera here. So I've been calling it the 5-finger push-up. So you hold all the notes down, and you have to play each note while keeping the others down. It gets harder, and then come back down again. So I like reviewing that every now and again. And I've got a few beginners where we'll have to work on that, and a few intermediate students who've gone a little too flat. So we're going to have to rein it in a little bit and curve. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else posture-wise that I wanted to cover today. Oh yes, there's one thing. Because I do have a student who's she's injured her arm, and then last week, and that's part of the reason why I actually took the weekend off practicing, I did get a little case of tendonitis brought on by poor desk posture, working at the computer. So the best thing really is to rest in that case. Ice and an anti-inflammatory medication like ibuprofen is also good to take, but ice and rest really. So, and then in the case of my student, she's injured her shoulder, so she can't use it. So we've had to come up with different techniques to practice. So she's been doing a lot of right-handed stuff and actually getting the right hand to play the chords and the melody at the same time. We've also played around with having her right hand play the left hand part. That's something that I was playing around with when I injured my finger last year. So I needed stitches, I had cut a nerve. So there was a good 3 weeks where I couldn't use this hand. So I was doing everything all with the right hand. So, I mean, there's means and ways. If you've sprained a finger, you still have one working hand. You can also score study. So that's studying your music. You can tap out your rhythms. There's ways to practice. So that's going to be another kit and caboodle there. But I guess the main thing is be very mindful if you've have an injury from something else, or something's hurting from piano. If you're my student, let's talk about it. If you're not my student, talk about it with your teacher, because sometimes you have to make adjustments to your practicing, to your technique, to how to play a section, because it's really not worth permanently damaging your hands. What else? Final point would be to stretch. So I've been doing my stretches today. I've been, again, trying to work on my posture. So haven't done this since this morning though, stretching the flexors and the extensors. Just trying to think if there's any final points about posture. So yeah, basically sitting straight, that's all level. You want to be able to, this will come up with the practicing, you want to be able to move across the keys and in and out. So don't just leave all the work to your hands. Your hands and your arms are only so strong. Your legs and your core are much stronger. So utilize that. And man, is this sounding like my martial arts class. Core muscles are the key to everything. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to cover as far as posture goes. I'll get more into a bit of technique on Wednesday's live stream. So just some pointers there. But let's carry on with some technique or technical exercises. So I'll kind of touch upon this here. So I've got a student working through grade 3 RCM. Let's see. Oh, that's level 7. Let's get to the right grade. So he's been working on B minor. Okay, so he's going to move on to, because I cleared him on that. I can't remember if we moved on to F major or D minor. I think F major. Yes, because I remember having the talk about fingering, because you don't use your pinky. Okay, so since my theme for today is posture, and we're going to include finger posture, and the big thing with scales is you want to keep curved. You don't want your fingers kind of wildly sticking out like that, because that causes excess tension here. You want that fairly relaxed until you need to use it, really. So that one's kind of moving. So how do you fix that? That's a darn good question. Main thing is like watch and then just rein it in. Don't do what I did as a kid. I did that. I mean, that's going to tighten it, but it's not going to work the muscles. So. Oh, my fingering got off somehow. Don't tell me if my fingernails are too long already. They're not bad for piano. I mean, not bad for like non-piano, but yeah, you always have to be on top of that because that affects how well you can curve that first joint. So one thing to also work on is moving, because otherwise the tone is uneven. Whereas this way, my weight is centered on every single note that I'm playing. Okay, let's give the left hand a try. So one thing that I have to work on, since this one, I had cut the nerve and I still have scar tissue here. So I really have to work extra hard to curve that first joint, because the tendency is to not. So what I'm going to do is kind of grab the note. So kind of like a scratching. Let me put the overhead camera up. So yeah, what I'm doing when I press down on a note is kind of grabbing it. So. Especially that finger, because it really doesn't want to, because that scar tissue, I really need to work on it. But you don't need to have like a super big curve. I mean, that's just sufficient to have some control over the keys. This, it's like a belly flop, very uncontrolled. So yeah, it doesn't need to be a really sharp curve. You don't want to be like that. You're gonna, split your nail from your finger. That hurts. So yeah, I'm gonna actually take the time to stop to make sure that that's curving. Yeah, that one's harder. I have to really grab it. Tense in preparation, so I'll have to try and relax. So yeah, my student's working on F major. This is page 36 in the syllabus, the 2015 syllabus for those who care. And I can't remember what page number it is in the grade 3 RCM technique book. Okay, so he's got the triads. So the one thing, and my students got a really good handle on broken, except for, we have not discussed the need to have consistent fingering for each of these. Because he can, once you settle on fingering, let's start with what's recommended in the book. So whether it's the RCM books or the Brown Book of Scales or any other scale book. But generally 1-3-5, 1-2-5 in the left hand, 5-3-1, 5-2-1. Keep consistent fingering because it's one less thing to worry about. Okay, so the broken. The common tendency is to skip and pause. So you have to try to keep going, keep moving. I'm actually going to take that little banner away so you can see what I'm doing with my hands to help make it even. So I'm using arm weight. So sinking in, sinking in, sinking in, sinking in. And that's making it even. So. And that's pretty much all I wanted to cover with that. So hopefully that gives my student, if he checks this out, or anyone who's working on F major, that opportunity to review and just some tips on what to do when your fingers start not cooperating. Okay, so moving on. I wanted to add, hang on, let me take that away for just a minute because I needed to add another song. Okay. So my student, one of my piano kids, working through Piano Kids 2. She's working on Ghosts. I think I ran through that last time, but I'm just trying to think, there was something goofy today. And then we're checking out the Elephant, which is brand new. So I'll just do a run through, warm up for me, but reference for her. Let's do Ghosts first. I can't remember what the deal was earlier today, though. I think there was just some goofy notes. So yeah, if you're having problems with the notes, a good thing to do is break things down. So in the lesson, we went hands separately. I'm just going to run through it hands together. Again, just so that she's got reference. So. With that shaping there at all. Whole tone scale, very underwatery. Left hand crosses on top, right hand comes up, and then left hand crosses up here. Oh, pianissimo. You could try just going super gentle, and then low, 2 octaves below written, so the last note. Oh, that was tricky. So a good idea for that is just to go part way down and then drop in slowly. Okay, so next up, she is working on the Elephant, brand new, 6/8. So one thing to work on would be going through that rhythm. So 6/8, beginner, you can count 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will actually do this with the metronome. Or actually, no, I'll just count. So, but eighth notes. Let's see. 1, 2. Now let's go maybe 100. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Oh, I didn't tell my student she doesn't have to count with numbers. She could say Pikachu for all she wants, or raspberry. So I'll count out loud just so that she has, and anyone who's working and has beat issues, counting out loud helps in getting it steady. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's probably as far as she's going to get, but I'll run through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty easy peasy. But I mean, if you are a beginner, not so easy peasy. So it's good to go slow. All right, so moving on, I'm just going to do a quick run through. I'm just trying to remember why I put this on today's list. Oh, probably because my student is moving on to the next line. And just to go over slurs. So, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Okay. You can see that pretty well on the camera, I hope. So just the whole idea of, this is bar 3. And then, so although he did a pretty good job on trying out the slurs today, so this is just a refresher really. Okay, so he's working on line 2 and line 3. I'll just run through. I'm just trying to remember if there was anything off in line 2. I'll just play it anyway. So I will put the overhead camera on though. There we go. So we got. That's kind of hard to drop into, so it could be more of a sideways motion for that slur. And then I think he's going to be okay here. Just because that is a repeat. That is pretty much a repeat of line 1. He should be fine. I'm going to just quickly run through bar 13 to the end, because I wouldn't be surprised if he gives this a try, really. He's picking out really tricky songs by ear, so I wouldn't put it past him to give this a shot. So 1 and 2 and 2, and you can lift and just kind of. This one would be okay to. Hang on, I'm getting notes wrong. exhausted? It says exhausted, so I'd say probably could do something like that. It's kind of fun. Oh, shoot. I put that book away too soon. All right, so next, he's also working on Sneaky Sam. I'm just going to run through the new section that he's working on. Because I'm sure once he gets into it, he might need that refresher of what that left hand is doing. Oh, I'm just going to move that out of the way that we don't need right now. Okay, so yeah, bar 17. So we got, oh, I forgot to change the song. Oopsie, there we go. So we got, oh, one thing I was suggesting to him to do is just go back to bar 15 and practice moving up here. So, he's home free. So I just wanted to give him that little refresher. So now that that's done, oh, I didn't pull that one out. Hang on. Okay, so I had a very good reason for putting this one on the list. I just have to go grab it. It's over there. I don't think the headphones are going to go far enough. One moment. All right, it is. Here it is. Oh. Oops, I'm bonking microphones all over the place. Okay, hopefully that doesn't muck up things too badly. All right, so Sgt. Pepper. So one thing, and my student isn't the only one, it's a challenge for many, is just trying to keep a steady beat. It's really easy if you're playing in a group because, you know, the leader sets the tempo and you either follow it or you're out. So he was going, hang on, I just need this app here, my Metronome Beats app. So he was going, it was like 99, 100 to the half note. So let's see. Yeah, he was about that speed there. Now, you could use a regular metronome, like one of these guys, or one of the ticky-tock ones for pop and rock songs. I really do like using the apps, because you can have drum sounds. So I'm going to that again. Yeah, that was pretty much the speed he was taking it at there. I'm going to take it a bit slower, though, just for the purpose of showing him how to get this steady. Actually, I'm going to go down to, let's go 88. So if steadiness is the challenge, figure out where you are the slowest. So actually he was, yeah, we're close to the second page. He was more this. and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. So he's going 1. No, he was even slower. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. But first step is to get everything all to the lowest common denominator, which is, yeah, the slowest part. So 1. So 1 and 2 and 1. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. And then try that other spot. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. And then there was another spot where the tempo changed incredibly. So I think it was somewhere, was it the last page? Might have been the last page, yeah. So 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. But I mean, it's best to try it with the metronome. So right now this is banging out quarter notes. Okay, this is actually kind of wonky because I'm hearing it real time and then through the headphones. So I'm going to remove the headphones. 1, 2, and then jump to another spot. So like overhead camera up as well. So there we go. So yeah, one thing that is really good to do when you're checking tempo is jump around and get that metronome and double check. So I'm actually going to go even slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and wait, 1. Yeah. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. Ah, I missed that transition. So that's the big challenge that my students will need to work on, and anyone who's dealing with tempo. So hopefully there's some good tips there. There's some useful tips. Oh, this person's also working on tempo. Ah, yes. So, but this one also had the added challenge of some extra notes here and there. So I'm going to just review those spots. And I'm going to put the overhead camera on. And oh, I'm just thinking here. No, I don't. Well, do we need to have? Yeah, we might actually need to have this. So let's do 3 beats. Actually, no, because the metronome is going 1 click per bar. So I'll bring this down to, that says 63. For the purpose of the exercise, let's go 56. Clicks per beat, no, we'll just keep it to 1, I guess. So 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. Okay, so there were some fingering issues though on bar 25. So we're just going to play bar 25 to 30. So. So I'm just going to do that even slower so my student can see this on the replay. So. I don't know why I'm throwing in a C sharp. Let's try that again. the other spot that we spent some extra time on. Oh, no, we did not. But we will now. So bar 32. So when you have a lot of repeated notes, it's really good to just count to see how many you have. Okay, she's good with that section. I think the next one that we needed to review, I think that's it because it's a similar treble spot at the end. But this one, she'll also have to work on getting it steady. So let me get my metronome going. I'm going to bring it down. So 1, 2, 3, yeah. So. Ooh, something was weird. No. Now I'm starting to do the same thing she's been doing. So, yeah, listening to the metronome is good. Listening to the metronome is tight. Okay, next up. So, my student working on the jig, he's been going pretty studiously at it. Oh, yes, fingering. So I'm just going to run through the B section, which is good because this was the one that needed extra work when I did the demo video on this. So probably the first thing that needs extra review anyway, fingering. So fingering in Baroque music really indicates articulation. So you do want to at least try what they've got here. And then hopefully that also gives him a little bit of a sense with the articulation as well. Okay, wrapping things up. So as I said earlier at the beginning of the stream, I took a couple of days off just to rest the arm and bring down the tendonitis a little bit, the swelling there. So back at it. Let's see if I can make it to the second last section. Well, actually, I should be able to play through it all. It is quite repetitive. I'll just keep it slow and just try to work on tightening up the ornaments today and just trying to get it steadier as well. So if I can do that, then my goal for today has been met. And then I'll just keep working on flow. It eventually does have to go quite a bit faster, but I have to get it steady at a comfortable pace first. So overhead camera for you guys. And we'll see what a couple of days off has given me. I'm just going to do a quick sound check here. Oh, yes, because the headphones weren't completely sealed. There we go. Okay, so let's try. And I want to maybe take my finger 5 off of that F sharp because that would be, a good thing to do. Okay. So I'll put finger 4. That looks logical. finger 4 on that F sharp. So yeah, I cannot dream of speeding this up until I really firm up the fingering. Just go slower. And finger 4. See, I really need to firm up fingering. I don't know if I want 4 or 5. To have finger 3 on that second A, so I can go 2, 1. I need to put bar numbers on this. Okay, I'm going to start on line 3. That's going to be, I'm going to move quicker on that, so 5 to 1. Okay, next section. Yeah, B flat major, I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid pinky or thumb all the time on a black note. Check if I could do that extra. It just says like agitura and then trio. It kind of sounds like it would fit, but I'm gonna have to check this book. So. Okay, so we got. That's different. Okay. See, there's one spot where it's a D, and the rest of the time it's a C. Oh, no. It's a D. Yeah. Oh, it's a D elsewhere. Okay, I gotta just get with the program. That's it. And then here. now we get to the spot that, where I left off on Friday. Oh, yeah. I'll have to commit to fingering, so we'll get that sorted out today. See if that should be an E flat for that ornament or an E natural then. That I'm gonna have to double check too. Remember that's a sharp. Interesting. And then I should be home free, if memory serves. All right, so I made it through to the end, which I did read through last week. Thankful there's a lot of repetition, but I'm gonna have to play around with the ornaments and the dynamics to add some contrast. Definitely that last little, that new bit, that's kind of, not the repetitive bit. I need to sit and study my Kupana book there and just see what options are recommended as far as the ornamentation goes based on what is written in this edition. But that's not the most exciting thing to see on camera, so we'll just leave that be. I'll end broadcast and research that. But those of you working on Baroque pieces, it's good to look at different editions and just check ornamentation, fingering. It's also something good to do with other pieces in general if you can find other editions. So the Petrucci public domain library is really great for stuff, for music that's in the public domain. I'll pop the link below. And then it becomes a case of just trying and seeing which fits the best with your hand, your physiology, and the piece. And if you're not my student, discuss it with your teacher to see which options he or she would recommend. But, that takes us to the end of everything that was on the list for today. So thank you for those of you who are going to check the replay. Hopefully that you got some practice tips there that you can try at home, and if it's a piece you're working on, hopefully there's something helpful there. Let's see, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. If you have any topic suggestions, especially for that beginning section where I'm covering a musician survival skill, please drop them down in the comments. If you have any repertoire suggestions too, pop them also down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button down below and the subscribe button and the notification bell. All the things that, tell YouTube to, to keep videos visible. And if, and keep it, having it pop up in your feed as well. I'm just trying to think what else. There's a couple of demos coming out this week. Next week, I'll have the Conservatory Canada Grade 2 technical requirements, so stay tuned for that. And just trying to think. For teachers, there'll be a little blog on my tech setup, so look forward to that as well. And until next time, so the next stream is going to be Wednesday, and I think I said 9:15. Yeah. And then Friday is going to be a bit different. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. We're going to see if that timing actually works, because I'm starting to put the afternoon available to do lesson makeups. And if there's no lesson makeups, then it's, hey, weekend. All right, so take care. Happy practicing. Catch you next time.